Hello and welcome to another replay cast. Today we are gonna be looking at the... what have I done? Never mind. I always fail at this. At the Panhard EBR 75 FL10 premium wheeled tier 8 French vehicle. Long description of this tank. This tank is the first vehicle that will have wheels in the game. It's currently in testing, and Jirik, the guy who sent me this replay, surely got it from some amazing streamer or YouTube personality. That was not me, unfortunately. But he's really playing this tank a lot. I've done a short preview about this tank a week ago or so, and this replay is actually kind of amazing, so I wanted to show you another one. Also, the reason why I'm showing you this replay is because Wargaming decided to buff it. Basically, a couple weeks ago, when they sent us the preview codes for when they gave us the rentals for this vehicle, they asked us for our opinion and the opinion of our viewers and the community at large. They also asked, they asked for the opinion, basically. What the opinion was, lots of people, including me, complained about the view range being quite shit at 310 meters or 320, I'm not quite sure. And a lot of people also complained about the autoloader being sort of like useless with just 2 shots in its magazine and only 175 damage, 180 millimeters of penetration on standard APCR and 220 penetration on heat, on premium heat shells. This only gives you damage per clip of 320 or something like that, 350 actually, with almost 11 second reload time or 10.3 second reload time with your standard crew without any scales, and that's just not good enough. Really, this tank is only good for like driving around and stinging twice like a wasp and then going away for 10 seconds. And basically, Wargaming responded to this feedback with no, we are not gonna up the view range because this tank already has the potential to be too good, but we are gonna improve the gun a little bit. Adding another shot to the clip is not a good idea because, again, same reason, this vehicle is good enough, sort of, but they increased the DPM by 8%, which means that it's gonna be reloading its clip in 9.5 seconds instead of 10.3. Also, some other improvements: the brake effectiveness on this tank was improved because this tank going 80 has trouble stopping, and that should probably be solved because you're a scout. You need to sometimes stop behind obstacles, and sometimes it's very hard, as it is even with like normal tanks, even with like a leopard and stuff, especially if you hit the rocks. But this tank had force issues. Also, it had issues with how fast the vehicle was switching between the cruise mode and the rapid mode. Basically, it took 0.2 seconds, and the actual problem is that while you're changing this mode, you can't accelerate because obviously the tank is doing something, you can't hold a button, whatever. Which meant that when you were switching from the mode, from this cruiser mode into rapid mode, you had to hold the button. Sorry, you lost a lot of speed. So that's been fixed. Basically, switching between modes now takes half the time, from 0.2 seconds into 0.1 second. When I was talking, Jirik here very well pushed into the enemy team. A little bit of a suicide spot. He's been just missed by a Borsig. That was very close. He could have died there, but that's how you play this tank. You need a bit of luck on your suicidous scouting adventures. And what's sort of shit is that he spotted the Borsig only when he was firing at him, and the Borsig was not even that far. It's the problem with this tank. I think that this tank is going to die a lot because of this. He would need to drive at like 150 meters away from the Borsig to spot him without him shooting, which is insane. This is not something you can really afford to do in a scout. But okay. Also, with this like suicide push, he managed to kill 2 of the enemy tanks. He got help from his allies, of course, but the Challenger paid with his life, and I think the T-25 paid with his life as well for supporting him. So that's not nice. Barely missed by the Oni there. Very lucky again, but when you're going 80 backwards, of course, it's hard to be hit by a howitzer. Bulldog gets D-Track, he repairs it immediately, and now Jirik from auto-aim, very nice. This gun has insane handling. Like, I understand why Wargaming doesn't really want to buff the gun too much, because imagine the kind of bullshit if this tank had like a 6-round magazine with this kind of handling. It would just circle around you, doing 80 at 200 meters and hit every shot. Especially if you're in a paper tank, this tank is still gonna suck ass, because in like a Leopard or something like that, when you're on your side, this tank just drives into your side, it's gonna just like shoot you twice at 300 meters, very nice kill on the Oni there, shoot you twice at 300 meters and you're just gonna die at some point, because by the time you turn your turret, he's gonna be reloading again. It's just such an insane tank. And his team is pretty much dying, but he spots the comet here. I think that shooting with auto-aim here was a mistake, as I don't think he was spotted at this point. He should have stopped and shot the Comet in the hole. Comet, as we all know, has quite a strong turret armor. It has like more than 200 in quite a lot of places, so you shouldn't be relying on auto-aim at these kind of ranges at a tank. He simply should have stopped and aimed. But whatever, who cares? Right now, the game is not as bad as it looked a while ago, because he has a Charioteer who is on like 800 health, I believe, and only which is on 175, but it's fine. They have TDs, 3 TDs, 2 tier 8 TDs, 1 tier 7 TD. The 18 and 15 obviously is not a very good TD, but it could be an issue for Jirik, especially with his APCR rounds from the front. Insane jump here. It's clear Jirik is trying to look for the artist or maybe for the STRV if he's back here camping, but no one's in the bushes and he's not spotted, so there's probably no one on this side of the map. The STRV is either still in the buildings there, maybe he pushed up a little bit, but the Charioteer could have spotted him from the bushes there, or he just backed off all the way to his TDs. Right now, Jirik is sort of lost. He needs to wait for the battle to unfold, because this is exactly the situation you can't really do much with in this tank, because you have 350 meters of view range even with like good skills and stuff. There's nothing you can do against a Borsig in a bush. You can just drive at him like a lunatic and hope he misses you. That's just going to be the gameplay, the late game gameplay of this tank, and you're just gonna be hoping for misses, and the misses already saved Jirik's life twice. It's true that he lost a lot of health early, when he pushed the A flank there, but I don't think that was really a bad play, because he needed to do something. If his team lost the C flank, as they almost did, and he would also leave some tanks on the A flank, that would be bad. Also, only gets spotted by the Borsig and gets ended immediately. Jirik has thoughts about going and killing the Borsig, but he turns back. He's again loading the HE shells. I think that Jirik right now is going to be killing the Swedish STRV S1. HE shells are an interesting choice, obviously, but from the sides and the back you can penetrate the STRV just fine, and well, otherwise you would want heat, because STRV has quite good armor, and only 75mm of penetration is bad, basically. Sorry, 75mm of gun caliber is bad. You're not going to overmatch it, because I believe the STRE, very nice HE shell into the ass of the STRE for 236. The HE shells here are quite good. 260 damage, 75mm of penetration. It's kind of fine, actually. With the speed of this tank and the DPM, I'm getting annoyed at the sniper mode there. He's doing circles. I think he's afraid of the RT, but whatever. I think that the HE shells are really good, because if you have time to aim at tanks, you are going to be able to just penetrate those very easily. 75 is not a low amount if you choose your targets well, and it's not going to be... It's not going to be that hard to aim at, because obviously this tank has insane... I mean, look at this circle. This is a circle at 80 kilometers an hour. What the fuck? Like, most of the tanks in this tier don't have this kind of circle, even if they are fully aimed in, standing still for 15 minutes. Insane, insane. I mean, this tank does need good handling, otherwise it wouldn't hit shit. Still, like, Jirik was shooting the whole game and he only has 1800 damage. It's not really that impressive, is it? He has 6 kills, which is cool. I guess that this was a tier 7 game, so obviously not that much HP around, especially with all the light tanks and TDs and RTs in the game. But still, Jirik right now, this is not a very good tactical play. as I would name it, as I named it in my check video. This is actually a play with 170 ping. So he can't move, he's stuck, but it's fine because basically he doesn't want to face any of the remaining targets alone other than the arties, and the arties are probably going to be near TDs. He wants to wait for the charioteer, so if he spots something, it's going to die. But it depends on if he's going to be able to spot the TDs sitting either in these bushes or on the train tracks there. What I wanted to say before was that the STRV has 30mm of armor. Please correct me in the comments if this is wrong, because I think that the premium version has 30mm and the non-premium has 20. Maybe I'm mistaken. The point is, he can't triple overmatch 30mm with 75mm. You need more than 90mm of that. So that's why you should heat, because he doesn't auto bounce, he does a normal roll, and 40mm is not enough. He sits next to this bush here. He has rapid mode activated. I don't think it matters really. It's not like it makes your aim worse. It just makes the vehicle turn a bit worse, which is fine. And he will need to like get out of here fast if any of the TDs spot him. He's aiming. Charioteer is oh shit. Charioteer is capping the base, but he gets spotted. The artist shoots down cover. AT-15. He has APCR. Good enough shots for the cupola, but at 200 meters, this gun is not that accurate. But yeah, if I was him, I would load the heat and just shoot the side of the AT-15, like right here. That would be a sure pen, but he instead aims for the cupola, which means he doesn't hit a single shell from his last clip. Which probably will kill the charioteer. The charioteer is able to kill the AT-15, but an arty kills him. One of the remaining tanks is capping the base. Judging from the fact that both of the arties shot against the charioteer on our side, it's very likely the Borsig. So, Jirik loads HE. Not a good plan. You are not going to kill both of those arties with HE because you don't have enough alpha, and if you bounce, you're gonna regret it. As we see, with 2 APCR shells, you'll be able to do that 350 damage very easily. Or actually, it's just average. So maybe, yeah, maybe loading HE here is not a bad plan, but yeah. 6 damage to a GW Tiger and just narrowly misses him. Absolutely insane, but now both of the artists are fired. He needs to kill the Crusader first because the Crusader has quite a short reload. Very nice auto aim, and now he has time to aim for the GW Tiger. Very nice. He's loading the remaining NG shells. Borsig is capping, 26 seconds to go. Is the arty going to be able to reset it? Okay. Seems like yes. Or maybe the Borsig drove out of the gap. One of those things happened. Very nice. This would probably be a loss, or Jirik might have been able to like get there in time, but he would have to drive through the open field. And if the Borsig has binocs, that would not probably be a good game for Jirik in this case. That means that he has 1 minute and 15 seconds left to kill the Borsig, which should be sort of fine. He has a light tank and he has arty on his side. All he needs to do is spot the Borsig for long enough for the arty to kill him or just circle him, because Borsig has a turret, yes, but against this tank nothing has a fast enough turret, honestly. He spots the Borsig through the bushes, it seems, and the Borsig doesn't spot him. It's quite weird. He nearly kills his tank there, but thank God for the red line, it stopped him. He tries to find depression here, and nope, not enough. Unfortunate. The Borsig is still capping. He will need 40 more seconds. Borsig knows he's spotted, but he thinks it's coming from the field, from the bushes here. So he's rotated the other way. This means that this HE clip should be just fine. But I would suggest like preloading APCR next, you know, tapping once. Which would mean that you don't accidentally load a 0 HE clip. The Borsig turns against him and he misses. The arty hits the Borsig thanks to the stun. Probably is the only reason Jirik is alive right now. And he's loading last HE shell. He penetrates, but he only has one, because he only had one HE shell left, which means he loaded a half full clip. But it doesn't matter. The Borsig is not going to reload and outcircle Jirik in time. Very nice. Very good game, Jirik. Let's look at the stats. And here we have the stats. Mastery badge, impressive. First mark, which is why I said at the start of the replay that he played this tank a lot. Redley Waters medal, nice. Pescucci's medal, amazing. 2 arties killed, that's a good game. Defender, because he reduced the cap of the Borsig and also of other tanks. I believe the Borsig only capped like 70% or something like that. Top Gun, because loads of kills, actually 3.5 thousand damage, 9 kills and 1588 base experience. Now 3.5k damage on a tier 8 is not a lot. But like we said before, this tank does not have the best DPM in the game. The gun is not very good, and Jirik played very aggressively. Also, there was not a lot of hit points in this game. There were many TDs, and it was a tier 7 game, well, tier 7 and tier 8 game. Lots of RTs, lots of TDs, obviously not a lot of hit points in this game. Still 3.5k damage is not a lot. 9 kills is though. Very nice game by Jirik there. I think he turned the game with his RNG and skillful gameplay very well to his favor, to the favor of his team. 128,000 credits has been earned in this game due to the 50,000 of Christmas bonuses. He would earn like, what is it, 80-70k, even though he had premium consumables there. So that's fine. He didn't shoot any heat, as far as I remember. Maybe against the side of the Oni, maybe, but not a lot, definitely. So, a very good game. I think that this is how this tank is gonna look. And remember, this tank will be buffed. The DPM will be buffed by 8%. Its maneuverability, when it's detracked, when it loses one of its wheel, is going to be improved. And just overall, it's going to be slightly improved in pretty much every regard, but view range. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this tank. I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm most looking forward to the tier 10s, because those vehicles are going to be insane if they come to the game with like 120mm or something insane like that. That's been it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, comment, or even subscribe. And big thanks to Jirik for sending this replay. Thank you, and see you next time.